Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What a wire, what a what a ride, what a wild ride. All right, so this is where we're at with Bitcoin. It's come down to 91k. It's come down to support. I think this is support. All right, so I've been saying that quite a while. Maybe. It's tricky because of higher time frame structure and candles. You get lower time frame volatility, but actually it's really the higher time frame that we're looking at to contemplate and understand what's happening with the market. So right now, yesterday potentially we were looking at an SR flip. I actually went to bed early, and actually you see it closed underneath this level, so that's quite bearish. It had a pullback, couldn't get to this wick, and sold off this morning, early in this morning, come down to our level of support, which I think is 91.5. We had a little bit of a reaction. I think this is the first significant buy zone. Right now we're at it. We've kind of lost this 236, which corresponded with that SR flip. We had a little bounce. It wasn't good enough. That being said, we're coming into kind of some higher time frame support here. It's a tricky one because, you know, like, people are thinking, oh, should I buy now? Is it going down? Of course, it can always go down. You know, when you're buying and selling, you should always consider that it can always go down. Yeah, crypto can always go down. Yeah, so it's not something that needs to be repeated. It's just a fact of crypto and all the markets actually in general. Yeah, it's just something. That's why you don't over leverage or over position. That's why you always have to have capital and reserved to be able to continuously buy if you're buying spot. If there were trades to be had, but they've all been stopped out. I didn't take any, obviously, but my strategy, as I've always said, is just to continuously buy. buy. I buy in very small amounts because I know how volatile the markets are. But when it comes to areas of interest like this, if I start seeing signs of strength, then I'm going to go a little bit heavier. Okay, so I'm looking for signs of strength now. We're finding a little bit of support here. And now I really just looking for support to hold and for a sign of strength. So that's kind of really what I'm focused on right now, to see and contemplate what a sign of strength is in the context of this drop and the range that we're in. So I'm considering the range to be the same from the Trump pump. I'm calling it the Trump pump volume. So basically from 8 p.m. on the 4th of November. Okay, for me this is the important area. I'm not too bothered about previous volume because we are in price discovery, and the Trump pump led to the breakout. So for me that is a very important starting point. All right, I'm not really fussed about all the other volume that existed in all these other ranges. I don't think we're going to go down there. I'm never 100%, but I'm not really thinking about it. So right now I'm just looking at this range. Let me just pull this. So we have a little bit of confluence here. We have the point of control of this Trump pump value area. Let me update the Trump pump value area now. Okay. The value area low is actually now the 382 of this fib retracement. The point of control is where it is at the point of control. And the value area high hasn't changed. Okay, so right now we're coming back into the point of control. We've kind of pushed the value area high higher, but we haven't actually been able to break away from it. And now we're just getting there was a rejection from the value area high, and so actually this value area always is a work in progress. It's always updating. With new volume brings new data and brings new levels. So you can see before it was slightly different, and then you just have to keep on updating it, until finally what happens is you get the final kind of confirmation. See, when it dropped to there, you see that the value area high moved and it looked like there was a rejection. And now we're just falling right back down to the point of control. I think this area should hold. All right, I've said that before, but this is the one that I've been talking about. So if you've been following my streams, I've been talking about 91.5K. Yeah, no one ever knows if it's going to hit. No one knows. I mean, I didn't really think it would. Why would I think it was going to hit? You never know. But it has, you know, and so it just gives you an opportunity to kind of look for longs and look to enter. You know, fortune favors the brave. You know, no risk, no reward. It's really that simple when it comes to anything. And so if you're afraid now, when we're actually coming to some kind of significant support here, you know, then really it's just, you need a strategy that's going to make you fearless. And that's why I always advocate for just a really simple dollar costing average approach based on time, based on a time period that suits you. So every day, every week, every hour, whatever, you just accumulate a little bit more, accumulate a little bit of your favorite altcoins, and you just swing the dips. Yeah, you don't even think about how far it goes, and you just focus on spot. When it comes to trading, right now, I think, you know, it's easy to trade as long as you have an invalidation. Technically, right now, you could argue that there is an invalidation, but it may be that we go down and take that low again. So swing failure is always the best. You see, we've had a little swing failure here now. So you have a little invalidation on this local time frame. It's here because you have a swing failure, and that's your trade. You risk your percentage, and if this goes up, you win, and if it goes down, you lose your 1% or 0.5%, whatever your risk. But we have a little invalidation now because we've had a reaction. The reaction is, where is the reaction? It's the point of control. Now, it is possible to go down. New York session is possible to go down and take it and hit this 236, but still hold the point of control for a more aggressive reaction. And I'm probably thinking that's still in the cards, just because I want to see an aggressive reaction. But I mean, you never know. No, exactly. That's why when you're trading these reactions, you have to have a really tight invalidation, clear tight invalidation, and that's why you have to take profit at the first point of resistance. That's trading 101. But when it comes to spot trading or spot accumulating, then we're in a kind of accumulation zone right now. Okay, this is a real nice accumulation area. You see the price consolidated here for a good part of 5 days. 5 days. So I don't expect us to just walk through this area because it took 5 days to get through this area. So if we are going to get through this area and confirm it as resistance, then probably I'm thinking it's going to take about 4 or 5 days. Yeah. If you see the price go up and down, up and down, up and down, and it takes 5 days, then maybe yes. Yeah, then maybe actually there is no support here. It's falling through, and that's possible. Or we find support, and actually we just want to break up, back up, right back up. We hold support. You either hold support and go back up, or you test support so much that you can't hold support and you go down. This really comes down to that. Could we, I think if we're going to lose support here, I would like to see a bearish pattern here. It could just be a flaggish kind of something, and then you still have to lose it. You know, you still have to lose it after you flag. But I'd be much more concerned. I'd be a lot more concerned if we lost it and we started finding resistance flagging underneath it. I think I'll be a lot more concerned if that happened. Okay, the fact that we're kind of on top of it right now doesn't really kind of bother me. And then if we do lose that level for reasons that I can't explain, reasons that don't make any sense to me, then our next level is down here at the value area low, which corresponds with this 382 on the Trump pump. Can we Is it possible to ABC correct here? Because clearly we're in a correction. Is it possible to ABC correct here and do something like this? Yes, it is. It's possible. Okay. And actually then you're looking to find support here. Okay. And that really, in my mind, that will be big support, because you've cleared out all of these lows and you're coming into the first area where there are some single prints, where there's some volume gaps, and it's the value area low, and it's a 382, and you've cleared a lot of the gaps, and people suddenly become extremely bearish because we're back at 85k, and then also it gives opportunity for a lot of people who haven't entered to enter. It would annihilate alts. There's no shadow of a doubt that if we don't hold here, our alts are going to get destroyed. Yeah. But if we hold here, then you have the best opportunity to buy alts at support levels, at key support levels. So you have to look across all your alts and see where they are. If you see that they're at key support levels corresponding with Bitcoin, and then the structure is still bullish, then really those are the alts that we should be kind of accumulating right now, like literally now. Okay, I'm still extremely bearish. Nothing's changed, okay, when it comes to anything really, crypto. The markets, I'm sorry, bullish to say bearish. I'm extremely bullish right now. We're looking at a lower high here and the higher high there. You see, this is the daily time frame. That's your lower high, higher low. Sorry, let me rewind by 20 seconds. That's your higher low. This is your lower, higher high. Higher low, higher high. Yeah, so higher low, higher high. Actually, it's a bit lower, my bad. So it's good to kind of look at this. That's your higher low, that's your higher high. This is your higher low here, and that's your higher high. Okay, so you've gone from a higher low to a higher high to a higher low to taking out the high, going all the way up to the higher high. Okay, and now we haven't actually put in a higher low. So in terms of daily time frame market structure, guess what? We're looking for a higher low. Okay, that's really what's happening right now. We've put in a higher high, we're looking for a higher low. Nothing changes until we change market structure to bearish, and we haven't done that. And I don't really expect that to happen, because we're really at the beginning of a crazy bull market, which is going to take Bitcoin to much higher prices, and the same with altcoins. If you look at the golden pocket here, and these fib levels, right now we're trying to find support somewhere around the 50% of this pullback, all the way through to the golden pocket, which corresponds with this 236. I think probably that's going to be your real amazing entry if you're looking for an actual kind of leveraged risk to reward trade, probably looking at it now. Yeah, so you have the Trump pump 236. You have this from this pivot to the high, you've got the golden pocket, and it's just kind of underneath the point of control. Yeah, so if we are able to kind of, for a short period of time, lose the point of control, hold a higher low here, and then kind of reclaim the point of control, then that's kind of your amazing entry, really, because you'll be trading a higher low at the best possible ROI. Okay, we just have to hold this low here. For sure it could go much lower and still hold a higher low, and you've got a nice juicy pivot much lower here, but the confluence kind of starts to diminish the lower we go as we lose the point of control. If you lose the point of control, we got to reclaim it. We don't really want to lose it and then kind of back test it for resistance. I think that would be pretty scary to do that, because then if you back test it as resistance, you're probably heading lower. Okay, that being said, even if you fall down, kind of resist a little bit, you're still on support. You just need to reclaim it then, and that will be an easy kind of place to see a change from losing to reclaiming. Reclaiming is a sign of strength. So in any one of these contexts, as I'm looking at this, I'm looking for a sign of strength. I'm looking for a sign of strength. That's what you have to be telling yourself. I'm looking for strength. I'm not looking for bounces. I'm looking for actual strength. Okay, strength comes in the form of reclaiming lost levels. Okay, that is strong. It requires strength to reclaim a lost level. I've got this SR flip here, which is basically this pivot. We had a little bounce yesterday off it, but actually we lost it. Okay, and so naturally in this context right now, holding the point of control isn't enough for me unless we hold it over a period of time and we just can't get through, and then we start taking that, and then we get back up there. Okay, then that would, for me, that would be the strong move, to hold the point of control and get back above that SR flip. Yeah, I think that would require strength, and otherwise losing it and kind of getting back up, losing it and reclaiming it also requires strength to lose it and reclaim it. And naturally the point of control can be washed a few times until finally it figures itself out. But ultimately you want to flip it back into support once you start losing it, once it looks like we're starting to lose it. Okay, so we have to see where the price finds strength right now, and that's going to be kind of your, this is a really good accumulation zone. Yeah, a lot of the altcoins are kind of falling back into support areas. I'm just looking at the structure now. I think we have to kind of like to change everything and to become ultra bullish again, and we have to kind of, like, when I pull this volume, we kind of have to get back into that this value area here. Okay, so that will be the final sign of ultimate strength. It would be just to get right back up to 97, 96.5. Okay, I think if that happens, you're going to get a lot of people buying again like crazy. Yeah, people will be like, oh shit, I missed the dip, but actually we're still okay, we're just going to start buying. And I think if that was to happen, I think then you wouldn't really be looking for any kind of lower high here. You'd be looking for 100k plus. Okay, so just to kind of get back into that value area here would be amazing. And again, and look, you've got it would require real strength to do that in this current pivot that's put in. Why? Because that would be also to reclaim and recapture the golden pocket combined with the value area low of this kind of this range from this all the way down to this drop. Okay, so that is strength. But the first sign of strength here in this context, I think, would be just to get back above this pivot. Okay, we had a bounce, kind of a little bit of a test here. If we can get back above it, I think that would be the first kind of indication of strength. And obviously, like I said, if we kind of lose the golden pocket, sorry, the point of control, kind of try and get back up and then reclaim a loss and reclaim of the point of control, I think that would be really kind of what you want to see. The price could mess up people here, you know, so just be aware of that. You could get a lot of people are going to be like leveraging and then, oh my god, it's still going down, I better sell. So if you're unsure, spot is always the safest place to be. And I think once we kind of figure out what's going to happen here, if we can find strength and we can kind of just get back up over this level, then it's going to be a lot easier for people to kind of start leveraging, and you'll probably get a lot of kind of crazy leverage coming in as well, because people are still bullish. So the market is still bullish. It really is still bullish. Yeah, just don't get that into your mind that this is very different. Like, and this is the problem. We've just been in 6 or 7 months of kind of crazy higher time frame bull flag, which felt really bearish. This is not the same price action as before. We've broken out, we're hitting higher numbers, and now the price is fine. It's called price discovery for a reason. The price is discovering areas of support and resistance, and as new volume comes in, new levels are being created where the price will find support and resistance. So I possibly think right now, and I don't actually think we're going to find support here to go parabolic. It could happen. I don't know. It could always happen. It could always happen V-shaped recovery. And actually that was the correction, and we're continuation straight away. I'm not saying that can't happen. That can always happen, right? Can always happen, right? But actually what we want, me, you, everyone really wants, is we want Bitcoin to find support here right now. Like literally, we just want Bitcoin to find support here. And then we want Bitcoin to just go sideways like that. Just kind of consolidating underneath 100K. That's the best case scenario for all of us, for Bitcoin to consolidate underneath 100K, just to kind of go sideways, holding support and just consolidating underneath resistance. Yeah, consolidation underneath resistance is bullish. It's just generally considered as bullish in an uptrend. Yeah, so if we can find support here and consolidate underneath resistance, I would consider that as really nice, because it gives all our altcoins an opportunity to go to the moon. Yeah, altcoins love to go ballistic when Bitcoin consolidates, when Bitcoin is in price discovery and just going sideways. Yeah, people are buying Bitcoin expecting Bitcoin to break out, but what I'm actually expecting now, more so than ever, is Bitcoin to range. Yeah, I'm not expecting Bitcoin to continue right now, actually. Maybe not for the next week. I'm not expecting Bitcoin to break out, but what I am expecting or hoping for, if not expecting, is for Bitcoin to go sideways now. I really just want Bitcoin to just go sideways, and I really want Bitcoin to just find support in this range, or to form the range that it wants to create. Yeah, we have a range high now. The range high is a couple of $100 shy of 100K. Now we want to find the range low. We have the value area low, so technically you could argue this is the range low right now, and this is the range high, and right now we're at 50%, aren't we? We're at 50%, so we're in the top half of the range. We're kind of trying to find support somewhere here at the point of control at 50%. Maybe we do go to the golden pocket and bounce back up. Okay, but ideally what we want, the most bullish scenario for all of us in terms of Bitcoin and in terms of alt season and altcoins, is for Bitcoin to find its range in the top half of this actual range. This is the range that I'm considering. Does that make sense? All right. And if Bitcoin does decide to start going sideways in the top half of this range, which is basically where I've drawn these squiggles here to here, then we're at the support point, which is the 50% mark, which is just shy above the point of control. Okay, so this is the floor potentially. Right, I think if we can hold here and Bitcoin can consolidate underneath resistance, underneath the big 100K mark, maybe forming some kind of triangle or something here over the next few days, then you're still going to get altcoins that go parabolic. You will. Yeah, because we're in that season now where as soon as Bitcoin goes sideways, altcoins will start to pump again. And that's just kind of where we're at. Right now, I'm looking for a little bit of a sign of strength. And that will give me the confidence that we have found the support here. We've got a little kind of reaction. Let's see what happens when New York opens in about an hour's time or so, because that will determine a lot of the direction of where we're going, or how we get there. Okay, do we go down lower? Look, I'm not saying it's not possible, but I wouldn't mind if we just kind of go sideways here. Okay, if we go lower, then the next zone is 85K. It's going to hammer your alts, yeah, and it will give your alts a really good opportunity to buy more. And then if for reasons that I can't explain, and there's always reasons I can't explain, we lose the value area low here for reasons I can't explain, then the next area is going to be somewhere here at the golden pocket. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, but there won't be any volume there, and that's the problem. So you almost have to just wait for the price to reverse. There'd be no like, I have to buy now because this is a really good area, because I have like confluence and I have support levels and I have volume to back me up. Yeah. And we're still in the range. That you just, if we do end up there, we just have to let the price guide us to find its floor, because actually it'll look really quite bearish. It'll look really bearish, and then you couldn't really catch that. You'd have to just be patient to see what happens. Okay, whereas here you don't have to be so patient, because we know that we're coming into some really nice confluence. We're coming into some really nice areas where the price has put volume in before, where the price has found resistance for a period of 5 days, and naturally you're expecting this resistance to flip into support at the point of control, at the golden pocket area, the 236 of the Trump pump area. Just kind of, this is an area, isn't it? Okay, and if that happens, and then Bitcoin can kind of just go up again and maybe go down, who knows, then maybe our altcoins can really go ballistic, and that's kind of really what we want. Yeah, so this is kind of my BTC esque update. I'm still buying. Nothing's changed. I'm buying, buy. I buy in small amounts. I just kept kind of scaling. I'm buying. I'll buy more aggressively here once I see an actual sign of strength. Okay, I'm looking for a sign of strength. It begins with a 5-minute market structure change. So right now you can see on the 5, this is where it begins. Right now you can see we put in a lower low there, lower high. This is your lower low, this is your lower high at the moment. So I just want to see a market structure change, and then, you know, then it's going to give me a little bit more confidence about the direction of travel. If we could put in a higher low here, and then kind of just take out this high here, and that will be a higher high, and then if we can just kind of hold some kind of higher low and then take out the high again, then I think it will kind of, we'll see how far we can go, see how many highs we can take. You would expect a lot of these shorts to be squeezed down, these crazy shorts, kind of shorting to be squeezed. But what the great thing about what's happened is that we've cleared a lot of the funding rates. So when you look at the funding rates, I think a lot of them are, I don't know, this is weird, because I look at Bybit, and for me on Bybit it's mostly all neutral, and then I look at this and it's still showing kind of somewhat better. Look, Bybit is neutral there. I don't know what that is. When I look at Bybit, I see neutrality. I don't know what that figure is. Let me have a look again on Bybit on my phone to see what I'm seeing. BTC perpetual neutral. Let me have a look at the inverse perpetual, actually, because I haven't been looking at the inverse. USD. Okay, so this is the inverse here. This is the USDT. This is the USD. These are all inverse perpetuals, and this is so this is neutral, this is not. This is still quite bearish. So what does that mean? Well, that means that people who have their collateral in an inverse perpetual BTC account are still quite highly leveraged. So it hasn't cleared the leverage, and it's the same with OKX, and it's probably somewhat less with Binance, and then obviously these, and this is just the normal derivatives, normal BTC perpetual. So it's probably a cross margin collateral, a cross margin account using all their coins as collateral, or USDT as collateral. And you can see Bybit is neutral. Binance is actually still slightly bearish. So we haven't had a complete flush here of BTC's funding rate. It'd be nice to see that. You see on Bybit, a lot of these, look, Bybit, we've had a clearance sale. Look, almost all of the tokens are back to neutral. Look, 0.01 all the way down, all the way near. Look at it, it's all 0.01, or back to neutral. So what that means is that a lot of the leverage has been flushed. I think that's a good sign. I see on Binance some of it has been flushed, like Solana has been flushed. See, XRP has been flushed, SUI has been flushed. SUI here has been flushed on both of them with AVAX, and then on some of the others, there's still some leverage which is holding the balance. The balance of leverage is still longs, and so therefore the longs are paying the short for holding a leverage position in these situations. Okay, so it would be nice for it to go green, but let's see what happens. Hold on a second, I've got a phone call. Hi, Ruda Soupcat. Hi. Good. I'm just in the middle of so funding rates. Rude Soup Cat. Hi, little wave. Let me just explain funding rate. I've explained. I'm happy to explain things over and over again. Basically, when you take a leverage position, you're using some of your either crypto, if either it's your tokens like Solana or BTC or ETH as collateral, or USDT, right? There's different types of accounts. Most accounts now are unified trading accounts, so it considers all of your spot as collateral in one big kind of collateral bag. Yeah, so you can have like 100 tokens, and most of them, if you're holding spot, you can use them all as collateral, and then that means that when you can take a leverage position, and that will use your collateral to borrow value from the exchange, from Bybit. And if it's 0.01% like this, it's considered neutral, right? But what it means is that every 8 hours you're paying this amount on the amount that you're borrowing. So it's a borrowing rate, and it's calculated every 8 hours. Yeah, so if I borrow $1,000, yeah, and you would borrow $1,000 to take a leverage position. Yeah, does that make sense? So you're borrowing $1,000 to take a leverage position. You're using your spot portfolio as collateral. So just in case, that's the only way you can borrow. You can borrow using your crypto as collateral, just like a mortgage on a house. Yeah, so you have a collateral, which is your property, and then you're trying to borrow money, and so what you do is you use your property as collateral to borrow money. You have to pay the money back, but also you have to pay interest. So this is the interest. Okay, if you borrow $1,000, maybe you want to buy some shit coin. I don't know, whatever, just some coin, AVAX or something. You want to buy $1,000 worth of AVAX at the current price. your leverage, and you'll buy $1,000 worth of value of AVAX with money that you don't have, but you're using your portfolio as collateral. And so what happens is that every 8 hours, if this is 0. Where's AVAX? Let's go to AVAX here. So here it is. So 0.01%, you're paying times 0.01%. So every 8 hours, you're paying 10 cents and to hold that position open. So as long as it's open on the $1,000, you're paying $0.1. Does that make sense? Every 8 hours. That accumulates. So the longer you hold the position, the more you're paying, but it's at the moment is 0.1%, so that's considered neutral. It doesn't favor bears or bulls. It's neutral. Okay, 0 is not neutral. 0.01% is neutral. Okay, now if that funding rate goes up, so you see AVAX on this exchange DYDX is 0.0508. So on that exchange, if you're borrowing exactly the same money to buy AVAX, or you have a position that's open, you're borrowing exactly the same amount, you're paying every 8 hours, you're paying $0.50. Yeah, and so that adds up. Now what's interesting is, who are you paying? Well, it's interesting because you're paying the shorts. So while it's red, longs pay the shorts. So if you short, you're getting paid. Yeah, so when it's neutral like that, 0.01%, yeah, if you short AVAX, you're getting paid 10 cents. And if you're shorting AVAX on DYDX, you're actually every 8 hours you're getting paid by the longs. So the longs will pay the shorts 50 cents every 8 hours. So every day you're earning money just by shorting. So when the funding rate is slightly bearish, it means, like here you see DYDX, Doge is 0. This is really bearish on this exchange. So actually it means that if you're holding shorts, if you're holding $1,000 worth of shorts on this exchange, every 8 hours you're getting paid by the longs 85 cents. So times that by 3, that's $2.5 a day just by holding a $1,000 short open. And what it does is it offsets the risk. Yeah, it offsets the risk. So obviously the reason why neutral is 0.01, because more people like to long in the markets. People prefer longing than shorts. So that's why 0.01 is neutral. And then when you get like bullish funding, like here you see crypto.com on BTC, it's slightly bullish. That means you're getting paid by the shorts to hold longs open. Does that make sense? Actually, the predicted is going back to really bearish here. Like, see, it's gone from bullish. It's predicted to go to really bearish. But the idea is that the market makers can manipulate, is a good word, manipulate the markets, or just can direct the flow of traffic when it comes to buying and selling. Because if they want the price to go up, then they can make the funding rates extremely bullish. And what happens is that the shorts are paying to hold those shorts open. And so what happens is the shorts start closing because it becomes expensive to hold shorts open. And then when the funding rate is bearish, i.e. this is really in the high reds, so like for example SUI here on this exchange is bearish, so basically it means that longs are paying to hold their positions open, and they'll start closing them down because they don't want to be paying. You don't want to be paying holding a position over a long period of time if you have to be paying to keep it open, and especially when the funding rate goes bearish like that. So even here you can see BitMEX and crypto.com, the SUI funding rate is really bearish. It means that on those exchanges you've got highly big positions of SUI held are open on high leverage or leverage. Some people pay, you know, people are just like, we're in that moment now in the next 4 months where we might be seeing extremely high funding rates where people are still longing because they're expecting more. So basically when you get what's happening now is that when people will hold leverage positions open for longer now, because they're expecting the price to go up more than the amount that they're paying in the funding. Yeah, but the market makers can control how the direction of travel. Right now, Bybit, and I consider Bybit as a guide, and then obviously Binance. Really, the two big ones are Binance and Bybit. So I think the rest, I'd ignore them mostly, and I'll just focus on those two. And I can see Bybit is mostly neutral right now, and I can see Binance is kind of half and half, neutral and slightly bearish. It means that there is still kind of longs open, which haven't been cleared yet. But it's really good when you get like a flush like we did. And so when you're looking at Bitcoin, a little bit of pullback now again. So these are traders taking profit. When you're looking at Bitcoin, you're looking at the order flow. Let me go back to the order flow. You see all these liquidations. This is Bitcoin, but you're going to get exactly the same thing on most of these other tokens. Get the big liquidations, and that clears the funding, because it means people who have leverage positions are getting liquidated, which means they're just losing all their money. Yeah, in their account, basically, whatever collateral they have, these liquidations, they lose it. They lost it. That's what happened. So they're obviously quite highly leveraged positions, and now they're getting liquidated. So they've mismanaged their position, or they mismanaged their leverage. Okay, so that's kind of how it works. Mohan, hello. SLERF came back to my target area. Nice call, longs, and then it's kind of, it got shitted on. It got shat on. How SLERF came on? What do you think the next similar pump? Well, look, I think Mohan, look, again, I'm very much interested in SLERF. Again, you know, like Bitcoin is controlling. I've always said that when Bitcoin dumps, everything will dump more. Yeah, there's no exception. There's no token that really can withstand the power of the gravity of Bitcoin. And the higher market ones are the safest ones. If you're worried about the pullbacks, you can make more money on the lower market cap tokens, but you can also potentially lose more money. Yeah, high risk, high reward. You know, and right now we're getting a little bit of a pullback. Bitcoin has pulled back from the highs there, 8%. Okay, generally speaking, in the bull market, Bitcoin usually can pull back correctively about 20%. Okay, I think 20% is the limit of Bitcoin's pullback. That would take us down to here. I think if Bitcoin really wants to destroy the market a little bit and hammer the market, then I think this is the lowest that Bitcoin is going to go, this area here. Okay, and no one knows if that's going to happen or not, but I think correctively, for Bitcoin to pull back there, it's considered perfectly acceptable. It's not considered bad. Yeah, I think it'll be very strange, just simply because we've only just broken out. Yeah, and for us to just break out and to pull back all the way there, look, all the way down to here on the monthly count, it'd be really crazy here. It'd be an amazing buy opportunity, but it'd be very it's very strange for that to happen. Okay, it's possible. Everything's possible in crypto, and I think that's the limit of the extent of this pullback. It will be, like I said, these are the buy zones. So the buy zones right now on Bitcoin that's going to destroy your alts without a shadow of a doubt. I can't pretend that any altcoin is going to withstand Bitcoin's gravity. In this circumstance, I don't want it to happen. I just want us to go sideways now. I think we probably will, but I'm never 100%. Oh shit, sorry. Back to there. All right, so let me just draw out. So look, my bad. So look, see from the top there to where we are now, we're about 8%. And I think in the Bitcoin bull market, it's considered still considered bullish for Bitcoin to correct about 20%. that will take us down to here, to this kind of area here, golden pocket area. So if Bitcoin was to decide to continue down to here, that's considered normal. But like I said, that's going to destroy all your altcoins. Yeah, so I don't necessarily want that to happen. It would be an amazing opportunity to buy altcoins, but it would also destroy the altcoins. And you know, like I've got capital on the side, which I haven't deployed into crypto. I'm not even putting it into crypto right now. Okay, even though I'm bullish, I'm not putting it into crypto. But if we get a really amazing opportunity, like a 20% correction on Bitcoin now, I'd have to wait for 20%. If we end up there, I will deploy that capital, but it has to be the buy of the lifetime. You have to be an amazing buy. Up till then, I won't really do that. I won't really bother. Okay, I'm just happy just accumulating, by trading spot a little bit, making money on that, and I'm okay with that. Okay, and just riding this. I don't think we're going to go down in a straight line, because we're coming to a major buy zone now. So we're at a major buy zone now. Here, it's a point of control, and it's this 236 on this pump Trump pump, and also when I did that fib, which one was it? This one. We're kind of at the 50% mark. Maybe the golden pocket is slightly underneath the point of control. So we have some support levels here. But for me, the most important support level in this context is the point of control. Yeah. And also the fact that we were consolidating here underneath resistance before we broke up for five days. Because we were here for about 5 days, I think probably if we want to go down, we should consolidate here for at the very least 5 days. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. But ideally, what we want to do is find support and go back up. Okay. If we lose that area, then obviously the next area is going to be here at the value area low. And that will probably clear a lot of kind of all of this price action, all of this price action. We'll clear all of that, and you'll take the final low or hold a higher low, and then that will be a natural place to find support. And that also corresponds with the 382, this Trump pump 382. Okay, so really good area. And then lower down, I think probably, I don't like lower down actually. I'll be honest with you, I don't like lower down, just simply because there's no volume, and you'd have to wait to see what happens. But just based on what I said, I think the extent of the correction, if we are going to correct, then 20% would, in my imagination, would be the extent of Bitcoin correcting. It would be a 20% drawdown in the bull market is perfectly normal. Okay, I think it'll be strange, but I think it's very possible. If we did pull down 20% and Bitcoin was back at 78k, trust me, I'll be buying like there's no tomorrow. I'll be buying I'll be like literally, I'll be transferring value into. Yeah, I would be buying a lot. I'd be buying as much as I can, to be honest with you. Yeah, and I'd be riding it right back up to the highs. You know, so you'd be looking at a really good entry. But I'm not expecting that right now. It's just the buy zones. Okay, right now I don't know. I never expect lower until we lose support. So right now I think we're kind of trying to find support. This is a natural place for the price to find support. And if the price of Bitcoin does find support here, then this is the best case scenario for our altcoins, because now then altcoins can, if this consolidates and goes back up, then our altcoins can start going a little bit mental. Yeah. And so for the most bullish case for us right now is for Bitcoin to just kind of go sideways now in this range here. I don't really want to go lower, to be honest with you. I think if we go lower, then it's going to be a lot more difficult for altcoins to go up the way we want them to. Yeah. If we now start to drop, back test this and go down, we've got a really volatile range, really wide range, okay? And even though this would be a really great opportunity to buy altcoins, the volatility is going to make altcoins struggle. What you want is you want Bitcoin to stop. Yeah, volatility destroys on Bitcoin, destroys altcoins. Yeah, altcoins do best when Bitcoin slows down, slows down, stops moving. Yeah, and for Bitcoin to slow down and stop moving, and just kind of gently correct and consolidate, then your altcoins are going to have fun. Yeah, and especially if they're here in this upper part of the range. Whatever happens, we need Bitcoin to stop and to slow down. All right, so no one really knows. Mo is thinking we go to 82, huh? Well, look, 82 is look, every one of these fib levels are important. So even if we go down to 82, which is this 50% mark, I think, why would you think that if we haven't even lost here? I don't even care about 82, because 82 is underneath where we are now, and also it's underneath here. Okay, and I've also in my mind, I've always had it in my mind that we've got this higher time frame channel, which I've kind of talked about. Yeah, and again, like I said before, no one really knows what's going to happen. It's just a balance of probabilities. But we've got this on the higher time frame. If you look at the higher time frame, I've marked out this channel. I'll show you. Where is it? There it is. So we've got a cloned channel, and look, we're coming back to test the midpoint, right? That midpoint is at 91k, and that also corresponds with this fib extension, which is from the COVID low. I'll draw it out for you here, to the last bull market all-time high, to the bear market low. See, from here to there to there. Look at that. On Bybit it's actually at 93.8, but actually it's wrong. Dare I say it, Bybit is wrong. If you look at the index, the same fib brings us to 91k. So let me just show you. This is the index. This is that channel that I've got, which is a clone channel from our previous range. Let me just hide these ones. And then you've got this this one here. It's the same one. It's just slightly lower on the index. So it's from here to here to here. And oh, actually, maybe I've drawn it wrong there. Just look at that. Let me do it differently. Maybe I've got it wrong actually. Yeah, 91k. See? So from that low to that high to this low, you see it says 91.5. And so what happened is, as we came up 2 weeks ago, we found resistance here, then we broke up, and now we're coming for the back test. This is the back test. So this is the midpoint of this horizontal channel. Very simple analysis. That was the previous range from there to there. That's your horizontal channel, and you have the midpoint. Okay, the midpoint clearly acted as a support and resistance line on a higher time frame. And guess what? We've broken it, and we're coming back to test the midpoint. All right, so if we want to go up, if Bitcoin wants to go up, this will hold here for a back test for continuation, taking us all the way up to 110. If Bitcoin doesn't want to hold, if we want to get a failed auction here, then I think by the end of this week we'll know, because then you'll get a really bearish close on the weekly candle here. This weekly candle, you look at the weekly candle now, How much lower is it going to go? Well, any lower than 91k would be extremely bearish. Yeah, because you're getting a reversal candle, you're getting like an engulfing candle at the highs. It'd be quite bearish to get that. If this closed any lower than 89k, if you get the weekly candle close any lower than there, this whole candle structure is starting to look really bearish, and then you'll probably get a back test up to there. If we close anywhere lower than 89.5, the next week you'll probably get a test right there, and then you'll probably have a sell-off taking us all the way down. So we have to see how this week closes out. Okay, and if you consider that we're at Tuesday, I'm not feeling bearish. If this was towards the end of the week, I'd be feeling a lot more bearish. Yeah, because it's at the beginning of the week, I'm okay with the way the price has happened. Okay, because maybe now we can actually try. You see that 618? Look at that blue line. Look how perfectly it was resisting the price until it flipped that line, and now look at where we are. We're back onto that line. So this is like a higher time frame SR flip on a higher time frame 618, from the COVID low to the last bull market high to the recent bear market low. This is the 618. So the price is now trying to flip this into support. It has to flip this into support to go up. So right now, this is the test. This is the test. This is a good place to pick up Bitcoin and altcoins, because if we find support here, however we find it, I don't know how, then we're going up. Yeah, so it's a classic SR flip on a higher time frame. All right, so let's see what happens. And then obviously you've got the midpoint of the channel that was initially holding as resistance, trying to flip into support until finally it kind of got above it, and then it got back above that line too. So you've got a little bit of a confluence of area. I think in this context, if we go down to about 90k, hold a higher low here, that's still okay, because on the daily time frame, you see in the daily time frame, our market structure is still intact. We're still in bullish market structure. If you look at the structure, you've got your higher high here, you've got your higher low here, and then you've got your higher high here. Technically speaking, you just don't want to take out this low. That would take the price down to 86. As long as we don't take out this low, then we can just hold for a higher low. It kind of has to happen somewhere around here. And obviously the lower we go, the more aggressive people will sell, and also the more lucrative it is for people to buy the lower we go. So eventually the price will find its floor. See, right now from that higher low to the higher high, we're at the golden pocket. See that golden pocket? I don't really see why we don't hold here, to be honest with you. I'm not feeling that bearish just because we've had a little bit of a sell-off. It's more of a flush in my mind. And when I look at the volume here, so on the index it's slightly different because the point of control is in the highs, but you have a high volume node here. So on Bybit, the actual point of control is down here. Altcoin dreaming high. So who knows what's going to happen? Like, really, no one really knows. I think we're in a good area to buy. But what I'm looking for is a sign of strength, and that's going to make me feel a little bit more comfortable about this area. So right now, until we see a sign of strength, it's just trying to find support. That's all that's happening, trying to find support. You've got quite a lot of volume coming into this area. So I think what we have to do is see what happens next. All right. This is the Bybit chart. So we're coming into the 91.5k area, and the point of control is really important. Let me see where it is now. Yeah, And I think right now, like I was saying a little bit earlier, a sign of strength is not just consolidating here. This isn't just, I mean, it's not a sign of strength just to find support, to consolidate here. A sign of strength is to reclaim a level. So I think if we reclaim this SR flip, that would be quite strong. It requires strength to do that. And I think if we lose this point of control and immediately reclaim it, or reclaim it in some manner, then that would be like a little bit of a sign of strength after a little bit of weakness. So I'm looking for a reclaim, a proper reclaim with a back test. And the back test is important. Reclaiming isn't the price going back above a line. It's also pulling back to the line, the horizontal line, and for you to see a reaction that that line held the price. Okay. And you can see it on slightly lower time frames. You can see it on 30-minute time frames. Okay. And we just have to kind of be a little bit patient for that to happen. But I mean, look, higher time frame. What's your time horizon? If you're thinking to yourself, I'm really bullish on the macro, I'm really bullish on crypto, you know, I'm waiting for alt season, then just continuously dollar cost average and don't think about it on a time base. I've always said that, on a time based periods that suits your life, and don't even think about it. And a lot of the altcoins now, they've pulled back a lot. I'm looking at the altcoins, 8%, 6%, 6%. Could they come back more? Of course they can. Yeah, you can get Doge now back at 37 cents. Yeah, it was at 46. It was trading at 46 cents, 48 cents just last week. So if you're bullish on Doge, that's a 28% potential rise to the upside. Yeah. And then looking at this pattern now, it's a bit of a corrective pattern right now. Just looking at Doge. So who knows, you know, could this be the floor? Yeah, it could be. I don't know myself. It could be a little bit of a corrective pattern forming there, a little bit of a diamond. We will anyway. Hello, Tony M. The structure is broken. It goes. I think, yeah, I don't want to see the structure broken. I like to, if the structure breaks on Bitcoin, then what you're going to get is you're going to get a lot of people sell into the next pump, yeah, and close out and wait and wait for the structure to go back to bullish. Yeah, I think people, you don't really want, it'd be really crazy for us to have a breakout and then for the structure to break back to bearish or so suddenly. So it could happen, but I think it's just gonna, I think if we put in a lower low here, it's not going to be pleasant, huh? And I think a lot of people will just kind of take a step out and wait for that to change back to bullish before they start buying again. Okay, and it'll be really weird for that to happen. I don't think we've experienced that, to suddenly lose bullish market structure after a breakout at the right time where Bitcoin is about to go parabolic, you know. So here, looking back, let's have a look. You'd have to wait for the structure to go back to bullish. This was August. Where are we now? October, November. This is November, huh? So this is the higher low. This is the higher high. This is November 2020. Roughly about the same week, huh? Shit. It's like symmetry, isn't it? Look, 26th of November. Look what day we are, 26th of November. That's weirder. It's weirder. It's like we're copying. And that was your lower low. But that being said, this is kind of the 5 days of consolidation. We're kind of at the same place, aren't we? before it broke out and put that high in. It got to, did it take the all-time high out? How far back do I have to go? Oh, I can't see because I don't have the index. Let me go to the index, it'll be a lot easier to see. Maybe history is repeating itself, huh? It's quite interesting if it is. I like it because history loves to repeat itself. Let's go back to November 2020. A second, let me find it. Okay, here it is. This is on the index. So this is the 25th of November. This is yesterday. Look, red candle. Today, we're kind of one day behind or ahead. I don't know. That was your higher low. This is your higher high. This was your lower low. Okay. It went from a lower low to a V-shaped recovery to put in a higher high. Okay. And then what's interesting is if you go back, look what happened. It was basically the all-time high was front run. Look, you see that? This is the all-time high. It was front run. There. So I don't know, and maybe you can imagine that the all-time high of yesteryear of 2017 is like our 100k level that we've front run it. We've just front run it a little bit, and then we've had this big sell-off. Let's imagine that's the 100k. At the same period of time, we've front run it, and then the price has dropped, and basically we've come back to where, let's have a look. Let's kind of pull the volume and see. Oh God, what did I do? Going back to here again. So I'm just kind of going to a 12-hour canvas now. Let's have a look at the volume. Let's just see if there's a little bit of symmetry here. When did the Trump pump begin? It was November the 4th. Point of control is much lower here. It's come back to the 382. That pullback came back to the 382. And it got low as 16%. So we're at the moment we're at 8%. So we're here at the 236 holding support. That's 8%. But that pullback actually went down more. That drawdown went down 16%. That first drawdown. And what it did was you have this period of consolidation here. It was like an SR flip. And it was like there. And there. And the SR flip, this was the 5 days of consolidation. We're into this area here now. Because that's kind of where we are now. At the point of control. We've come into this area at the point of control now. So we've come a bit deeper in terms of price, but in terms of percentage, we're much higher. Okay. And then we had an amazing V-shaped recovery. So I wonder if we repeat history at the same period of time. You see that? So let's see, by Friday we were just still here. This is Thursday actually, so it's 2 days behind. So we're on Tuesday now. 26th, 27th is tomorrow. So tomorrow we bottom out, and on the Thursday we start to move up all the way up to take the top for a V shape. And that's a really easy trade, because if you take profit at the top of the of the V, then you can wait for the 50% pullback to the 50%. It actually gets as close to the golden pocket as possible. That's your V. Really sharp V, V, pullback, and then explosive move. I wonder if we repeat that actually, so I'm kind of keeping that in mind. That correlates to where we are currently in terms of the drop. That's a really sharp drop. So maybe by tomorrow, if we can just find support here, and then if we can just go up as a V, take the top, pull back to 50%, maybe the golden pocket again, just, and then we can actually start to get out of here. Okay, so let's just see if that happens. Hi Tony, yeah. TTS Joel Momo. Hey, can you show me some potential meme coins to grab? What the hell? SLERF. All right, let's have a look at SLERF. So what's happening to SLERF? Well, I mean, look, guys, SLERF baffles me as much as anyone else. It's just that sometimes I have a clue. You know, I'm not 100% right. I'm not right all the time. Okay, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm not. Am I right or wrong? I'm not sure. It's overcorrected, hasn't it? We've had a little bit of an overcorrection. We had a really nice bounce off my level for a really nice bounce. It was a 7% bounce off my 27-cent area. A 7% bounce off the area that I gave everyone is pretty good, right? 6.5%, 7%. Yeah. And then we lost it. We lost it. So it wasn't the low. Could have been, but it wasn't the low. What's actually happened since then is not only have we lost it, we've actually come in here to test this weekly level on the pit, this top here. And we actually, at the moment, we're holding a higher low. At the moment, we're holding a higher low. So there's a lot of bullish signs of what I'm seeing, but we won't know for sure until we reclaim this area that we've lost. Okay, that's really what needs to happen next. We have to reclaim this area. We have to basically reclaim 27 cents or that area. If we reclaim that, I'll be a lot more confident about the correction here being over, because I'm not sure right now. I think we're almost at the end. Everything tells me that we're almost at the end. I'm looking at this ABC type move, and we've come into a really interesting area. It's a pocket of support, the 1272 extension through to the 1.414. You see, we're finding a little bit of resistance for a higher low, and we're getting a nice reaction. But the reality is, as always, we need to find strength. We need to just get back above here and find support here. We need to just turn this. So I'm not 100%, but I think this is the area. And on the higher time frame, I think the correction is coming to an end. Actually, now I can easily see the ABC. It's here. Look, it's A, B, C here, isn't it? So it's kind of overcorrected, hasn't it? Mahan is asking, below this area, the market makers got SLERF. Do you think they'll let the price drop? I think the market makers don't give a shit. Honestly, they're not fussed really. They're so loaded. They'll allow the price to drop if they want it, to destroy people who are leveraged. It's all about leverage when it comes to the market makers. If they see a token is over leveraged, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go after the leverage. That's what they do. So that's why I say I think avoid high leverage. Just go with really low leverage. right now, SLERF, it went back to neutral and it's back up to slightly bearish again. So what does that mean? It means people are holding on to their leverage, or they're taking new leverage positions, you know. Market maker, that's how market makers make money with leverage, by liquidations. Because what happened, you know, with liquidations, like I'm not sure if SLERF has liquidated anyone yet, but with liquidations you actually end up closing your position significantly worse than your liquidation point, and that's how the like not the spread, yeah, the spread, it's not really spread called spread, is it? The whatever it's called, it's much wider. So you might have a liquidation point at 2555 here, or the pivot low here at 2536. But the reality is, if your liquidation triggers because the price comes here, then the market makers will actually probably sell your position at 24 down here or down here. And that's how they make their money. And who do they sell it to? Themselves. They sell it to themselves. Yeah. And then they just buy the price just bounces right back up. That's how they make their money. So really what it comes down to is, I don't really think market makers care. But when it comes to technical analysis, I feel we have to hold this area for continuation. Yeah. I think we have to hold this area. I don't know what else to say. If we don't hold this area, then we have to reanalyze. It's just always the same. It just means that something else has happened, that we didn't really predict, or we couldn't predict. And when it comes to this area to hold, it's never exactly to the dollar. It's always an area. So if for some reason we come down here right to the neck here, and as long as we don't have a daily close underneath the neck, that would be really crazy, because a lot of people will be destroyed because they might have their invalidation down there. That's at 23 cents. As long as we don't daily close underneath that neck, then I'm okay with this still. When it comes to Elliott waves in crypto, I just don't want to close that. For me, that would be okay, coming down to there. I just don't want to close, because sometimes the wicks overlap because of the illiquid nature of crypto at certain times and at certain points. Yeah. And so going back to my waves, and remember that a lot of this is just extremely speculative. It's a one point of view, it's my point of view, and I could be wrong. Okay. I still think we're looking for a 5, and I'm just wondering whether this was the one now, or whether this was a corrective move and we had the 5 there. I think maybe that was the wave 3 to there. I thought maybe this was the 5. It doesn't really matter. So what I was explaining in my stream yesterday, and I'm definitely going to cut my stream short today, because I need to cut this video for people to watch, because no one's going to watch a 4-hour live stream to find out about SLERF. So I do have to cut these videos for people. So basically I've been trying to map this correction. I called out 27 yesterday and we had a really nice bounce, but it wasn't enough, right? And so what I was explaining yesterday in my stream was this. Let me just bring it back up so you can see. Right. So we have this impulsive move. Hold on, where is it? One, ABC, 2, 3. Now, I was initially thinking maybe that was the 4, and we were looking for a nice juicy 5, and that might have been the wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like we're really bigger 5. Okay, now looking back at it, I was obviously over ambitious with SLERF's upward prospect. And so I've kind of reevaluated my count. It's possible that that was the 5 in itself. I don't like it because it's just one up, and I like to see 5 waves. So I'm also contemplating maybe that was the 5 there to complete the 3, and now we're coming back for the 4. Does that mean this is the 5? I still don't like it as a 5 to complete this, and I think if we start losing this area, then you would have to argue that that was the 5. Okay, you have no choice, and then that this whole 1 ends up there. Okay, and then you're looking for a deep 4, like a 4, a 2, sorry, a 2 here, a higher time frame 2. You'd have no choice because the count has to be correct, and it's a lot easier to count backwards than to count forwards to try and preempt the future. And you have to see what happens. So if we start going down now and start losing this area and kind of not holding the top of this 1, then it means that was the 5, and that was the end of the 1, and now we're in a zigzag. Okay, and it's clearly a zigzag. It would be like this: zig, zag. It would be something like that. We're coming right back down to here. Okay, so you're looking for a deep ABC. Okay, that would be your 2 correction. However, it is possible that we're still in the 4 and we have a 5 to come. And this one move, this single impulsive move, which was the Binance Exchange futures listing, was just the midpoint of our corrective move, isn't it? And the caveat for that would be that this area holds a support, because technically you can't come underneath the 1. The 4 can't come underneath the 1 there, right? So if we're holding here as support now, we just can't go down, we just can't go down, we just can't go down, we just can't go down. And then we impulse. That was the top of the 1. And then this is your A, B, C, wherever, but it has to hold here then. Yeah. And then we are actually looking for a final 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to see 5 waves. I don't like these moves, these single wave moves. Okay, but I fully appreciate that if we start going down now for reasons that I can't explain, then actually that was the end. Okay, that last wave was the end, and we're in a corrective move now. That would really require Bitcoin to show serious weakness now. If Bitcoin we start to lose 91k now, we're going down. And then actually that you'd have to evaluate this as well. That was the 4, that was the 5, that was, and now we're in a 2, okay, of this higher time frame. If Bitcoin holds this area and it goes right back up, well, guess what? We're still in the 1. We're still in the 1. This was an ABC corrective, and we are actually looking for a 5, something like this. Okay, so there's options. We have a few options. Okay, and we want to see 5 nice, sharp, impulsive, similar to this, maybe even more vigorous. The fact of the matter is that this 3 was clearly bigger than this 1. So if this is some kind of ABC corrective here, and to hold here, it has to hold here. And like I said, I don't mind wicks coming down underneath this yellow line. I just don't want to see a close into the body of the daily. Yeah, so for me the daily is key. So the daily is much lower. So as long as the daily candles here don't close underneath the closes here, then I'd still be okay with this corrective move of this 4, just because it's crypto, and crypto likes to wick. As long as you close like that, then I'd still be okay with this corrective move being some kind of ABC. You'd have to see a 5 wave impulsive move to take us. But I mean, it could be a shit 5, but I probably am expecting a good 5. Okay, just because of the nature of SLERF being nice and explosive. So this is the test. We have to see what happens next and where we find support. And this is an option. We have 2 options on the table. Has that completed the first wave? And that was the 5. And now we're just in a corrective move. If we are, we're going to lose this area and we're going down probably. Yeah. But we could just hold here. You know, the golden pocket is kind of there. We could wick down to the golden pocket if it gets slightly bearish for a short period of time. There's a nice big M here, isn't there? These are generally considered bullish, aren't they? These big M's, McDonald's. And I'd like to see the price hold here. That's kind of my SLERF viewpoint. And then if we do hold here, and if we do get an impulsive move, we have to see an impulsive move. We have to see a sign of strength. As I've explained to you guys, signs of strength for me are reclaiming lost levels. So at the moment we have this 886. Let's reclaim it. Let's just reclaim this 886. We've come down. We've cleared all of this Binance volume. Let's just start getting back above these levels. If you start seeing the price reclaiming, like actually probably, I mean, look, there's a little bit of a, yeah, the 886 and then the 786. If you start seeing levels being reclaimed, that's given me confidence of strength. But ideally what we want is an impulse, right? So could we get a little bit of strength, reclaim, then a pullback, and then your impulse? Yeah, you could, couldn't you? So I think once the market sees strength, then you're going to start getting a lot more interest in aggressively buying SLERF. And what I've noticed is that SLERF likes to lead Solana. Solana's been dumping like a motherfucker. So once we see strength on SLERF, you can also start longing Solana too, possibly. And then if we do find support here, if let's just imagine this is the pivot. I don't know. It could be. Then you're looking for a conservative target to finish this wave 5 at about 54 cents at the 618, just to go up and take those highs. And then you're correcting, you're back into a 2. So there's a lot of volatility to be had on SLERF, and I'm not seeing flat corrections. I just see a lot of ups and downs. Yeah, very volatile. So just make sure you are taking profit into these big levels when you see these corrections end and you start seeing the impulse. And when you start counting 5 waves, when you see the last wave, you count the last impulsive wave, the third impulsive wave, and you take your profits. Take your profits and wait for the correction. All right, that's what's happening with SLERF at the moment. Right, so I hope that helps. I'm just as curious as you guys to see what happens next. All right, and so I hope we hold it. I want to see volume. And then let's have a look at Solana as well. So that's also a token. I mean, Solana, a lot of people say Solana took the all-time high. I wasn't sure about that. Did Solana take the all-time high? I don't know. Let's have a look if I can find it. Wow, Solana at 227. I don't have it taking the all-time high, to be honest with you, on Binance. This is the US dollar. Huh? Let's see on the other charts. Spot. Good spot. No, that's spot. I don't have it taking the all-time high on Binance, so I wasn't sure what people were chatting about. Maybe a front run. I consider that to be bullish, huh? If we haven't taken the all-time high, because we will take the all-time high. It's going to happen. Little front run of the all-time high. Kind of like Bitcoin's front run of 100k, Solana's front run the all-time high. They're kind of going in unison. We're coming back into some kind of support area here, some kind of SR flip. Altcoin Dreaming is saying Coinbase Sol took the high. So that's not yeah, that's probably why you had a bit of a pullback, to be honest with you, a big pullback like that, because on coin. So that, you know what that tells me? That tells me the next time we go up there, it's going to be less reactive, because the people who've already sold on Coinbase have already sold, you know. So that's the, for a lot of people, that's their big trade. So the next time we go up there, Coinbase probably won't be as aggressive in the way it's Coinbase traders sell. But kind of similar to Bitcoin, isn't it? We're just coming back to test here. Let me just do somewhat something similar from when we started pumping here, at this low here. Oh shit. Little front one of the goal of the point of control. So I think in this context, 218 is a really good level, just because it's the point of control. It almost corresponds with the 382 here at 215. So there's a little bit of an area here for Solana to find support. Okay. Again, you want to see strength. Some people, it's good for spot, but when it comes to trading, you want to see strength. You want to see a little bit of strength. You could get a situation here where that you just get, where you get just these higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher low, and it continues, you know. So it's just kind of filling all the gaps and just coming back down to continue this higher low idea. You could get that, and it could come all the way down to here, 215, 216, 217, put in a higher low here on these candles, and then keep on going. Technically though, on the daily time frame, you have put in a lower low. That's the higher low there. This is a lower low, yeah. And so what you don't want to happen next is a change of market structure, and well, that would require us to go up, put in a lower high, and then go right back down. And you don't really want that. I think that would be problematic if we suddenly go to bearish market structure on Solana. I don't think that would be nice to see, to be honest with you. So I'm not looking for that to happen. This is the higher low, this is the lower low at the moment, and what we don't want, whenever we put in a lower low, we just don't want to take it out again. And so the next low has to be a higher than this low low. Does it make sense? So we're trying to put in, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, it could be today, we're trying to put in a lower low here, yeah. And then what you want is, you want to put in a lower high and a higher low. You don't want to take it out, and then ultimately you want to take up the all-time high, okay, to continue with bullish market structure. You don't want a bearish market structure to go confirmed bearish. So this low that we're putting in now, if we start going up tomorrow and the day after, we don't want to take it out. It has to hold. Okay, so there's a few things going on with some. This Solana has shown a little bit of dare I say it, weakness, but it's normal, isn't it? A little bit of a rejection from a massive take profit for a lot of people who've been long on Solana since 2 years ago. Yeah, they've 10x their portfolio. Why not? They've held out all this long, all-time high. It's a big take profit. They might start buying back in, yeah. They might start accumulating. It's a big dip for a lot of people. It's a big pullback. Might start reaccumulating. It looks 15% from the highs. It's quite good. So let's see what happens. There's a nice reaction here. Look, it's quite a bullish reaction. It's a little bit of a front one of this golden pocket of this point of control. We're starting to get some. Look at the volume, man. The volume is nice. It's kind of falling off, but it's nice. So let's see how that plays out. That's a really good volume candle here. Look, this with this buying tail. There's quite a lot of volume in that candle. 48,000. Don't know if that's much. All right. What else did I want to quickly look at? SLERF, SOLand, I've looked at that. ENA. Let me have a look at ENA because I wanted to just have a look at that and see what's going on there. Oh, my fucking hell. My TP did not trigger. Why did it not trigger? I must have missed it. Too much streaming, not enough not enough paying attention to my own trading. All right. That sucks. Not a big deal. That was a good placer. I had a take profit alert TP GP, and I didn't do it because I missed the alert. That's a bit stupid of me. Anyway, it's not a big deal because I would have taken profit because that was a really strong area of resistance. It's pulled back 12%. I would have made 12% because I would have probably just bought right back. Yeah, this is looking okay. ENA is looking okay. We've hit the golden pocket. 1, 2. Let's have a look at these count. This count. We've cleared a shit ton of liquidity. Oh, okay. Well, is that what you do? Altcoin Dreaming is saying I can help you set up a Discord or another webhook notification system for your trading view alerts. Wow. Altcoin Dreaming is like a pro trader. We should all learn from him. Don't learn from me. Actually, I'm just entertainment, to be honest with you. Let's have a look at this. 1, 2, 3. So we had it, huh? We had the 5 waves, huh? Unless, was that your 1? ABC 2. Let's count these waves. 1 ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your 3. This is corrective. I wonder if this hasn't finished yet, huh? I don't think this is finished yet, to be honest with you. Again, it's what I've seen on a lot of tokens is that it doesn't look like the final push is finished. For me, it doesn't. A lot of tokens are showing the same thing. Look, 1, ABC. This is your wave 3, 5 waves. Correction, that's your ABC up there. Correction, correction. That's your 4. Unless that was your 5. But I can't see 5 waves there. It's almost like we're still in it. Unless that was your 5. But there was only 1 wave. And the whole thing here is a corrective move. That would be a really bullish correction if this is it. Because look, this looks quite corrective, or maybe it continued to impulse up to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the correction. Running flat. So actually this could be the beginning of a next wave. Like this could be the actual corrective play. Consolidate underneath the golden pocket. If we don't, we're holding this anchored VWAP from launch now as support. potentially here. That's kind of where you sold, where you took your profit. So we're kind of in the same place, aren't we? The question now is 1 ABC 2 3 ABC 4 5. Now we're in a corrective move. Corrective ABC, corrective ABC, corrective ABC. Right back down to, let me time this. It's like next week. Or the first of the month. That would be the 618. Right there. So what I want to see here is how this plays out. If we can kind of grind up and impulse for the next wave. Consolidate underneath the golden pocket. Higher lows here. If we can do that. I can't pronounce your name. It looks like it's Cyrillic or something like that. I hope SLERF can quickly get on 1U. I am currently a super heavy warehouse SLERF. This is actually looking quite good, actually. If we can just hold this anchored VWAP, consolidate here underneath this area. If it rejects, it will know, because we'll start losing the VWAP. This anchored VWAP has support. We'll have to see how this plays out. It looks like this was over when it hit my first TP GP, where I marked that out. When was that? 11th of November. I missed it, and then I missed it twice. I need to have a look at these charts. I'm too distracted, too much streaming, not enough trading. That's my problem, huh? Because I had the right level. All right, let's see what happens with this. I'm quite interested to see what happens. We're still in bullish market structure, clearly. High, higher low. This is your higher low, this A that I've marked out. That's your higher low. So as long as we don't change market structure, this is still bullish. And I think we're in a good place, actually, because we're trying to flip this launch price back into support, potentially. I think that's required to go up. So I don't know if it's going to happen today. We might have to go up and then come back down just to flip this launch price. You see that white line that I've got, the launch price? I think that has to flip into support. If you flip the launch price into support on this consolidation and it's kind of running flat, then potentially we're looking at a really explosive move, to be honest with you, on this, potentially. Let's just see how explosive this could be. Consolidate underneath the golden pocket with a flat. That's pretty badass, to be honest with you. Let's just have a look at these ratios to make sure I got these right. Yeah, look, the 1-to-1. It hit the 1-to-1 from here to here to here to here. And so if I take that to there, let's say we hold the point of the anchored VWAP, then your target is all-time highs for the next target, huh? 1-to-1, and an extended run. You could be looking at really high prices. So potentially, if we can hold the anchored VWAP now on this flat correction, you're looking for a 250% increase in value up to the 1-to-1, and an extended run, you're looking for a 650% increase in value all the way up to the 1.618. Okay, it's kind of where I'm at right now with this. Let's just see if there's a little bit of confluence with an extension. can't see any confluence. So we have to see when the impulse begins. I'll have to see where this actually puts a low, because obviously you could always go down and do this, huh? It's always possible too, but I mean, the higher the better. That would be better. Flipping that would be better. That might be good. If it flipped that there, look, you've got the 1.272, which aligns with this 1.272 at 2.6. That's probably your target for a 5 wave. If we can hold here, and then we can impulse, you're probably looking for a really nice target there. About 380%. I'm quite bullish, huh, if that happened. So again, these are, I'm not saying this is going to happen, guys. If you look at this, this is one idea of what could happen if the price can hold this anchored VWAP as support over the next period of time when Bitcoin finds its floor. Okay, and then you have to see an impulse to continue this. If you can't see an impulse, then guess what? This corrective move continues to correct, and you're looking for a much more prolonged correction. This could be the first leg of the correction. It could be like this, you know, you could actually looking for a much deeper correction as well, and that would also work because technically that's your wave 1 and you're just looking for a wave 2. It's not a very extended wave 1, to be honest with you. The wave 1 here only went up to 240%. In crypto terms, that's quite minuscule, isn't it? That's small. Okay. And so what actually I'll be thinking is the next wave will be a more aggressive wave, because it's the wave 3, and that would take us into price discovery. That would be a really nice target, about 400%. And actually then I'll be looking for a much more aggressive wave 5 in this context. If we can wave 3 up to there, then I'll probably be looking for another ABC corrective wave, and then pushing right up into price discovery in the peak of alt season. That'll be really nice to see, kind of like a little parabolic move. We'll see what happens. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I'm really bullish on this token just because it's a cartel token. So you're always bullish on cartels. That's ENA. Oh, there's a few people here. I feel like you always analyze very well. Well, thanks. I'm trying to analyze clearly. It helps me, and maybe it's going to help you. None of this is financial advice. Yeah, if I say buy, it doesn't mean buy. It means entertainment value only. If I say sell, it doesn't mean sell. It means entertainment value only. But what you should do is find a method of trading which suits yourself. Yeah, everyone is different. Yeah, don't just copy other people. It's a big mistake to copy people. Yeah, you have to use other people's analysis to form your own opinions about good places to buy and sell. And so naturally, I was looking to sell and take profit here. I even set a freaking alert and I missed it. But actually, I'm looking at the chart now and I'm still feeling like I'm in a good position. So I don't really need to do anything. I can just be patient. And actually, my higher time frame target is a higher time frame 5 wave move. So once I see a higher time frame 5 wave, this is wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Then the higher time, and if it lands in March and April, we see a wave 5 into price discovery. March, April, guess what I'm going to be doing? I'll be counting the waves and I'll be taking profit at the end, okay, of this kind of big move. That's what I'll be thinking, yeah. So that's kind of what I'm doing, and time is important. So I'm kind of aiming for March, April at the moment, and I'm aiming. I want to see ETH pump as well. I'm not prematurely gonna sell my spot while ETH isn't pumped yet. But I might actually, just looking at the price action now, I might start opening up a leverage position on ENA here, because it's looking like a nice place. That's what I'm thinking actually right now. That's ENA. TRVL, if people don't know, TRVL, I follow TRVL every day. It's my hobby. I'm interested in the project Dtravel, and Dtravel has a potential. It's not yet there, but it has a potential to take down Airbnb, and that's really like one of my life goals for Airbnb, to lose market value to a Web3 startup like Dtravel. Dtravel is basically Airbnb but peer-to-peer. It's Web3 based, okay, and it's actually doing quite well. That being said, the token isn't. The token is struggling a little bit. That's okay. We're kind of on time here to hold support, aren't we? We had this pennant, which is now clearly broken down to the downside. It's clear as day, isn't it? It's very clear to see. When I was contemplating this pennant, I think people will appreciate it that I was talking about the possibility of a downside. Yeah, I wasn't ultra bullish on this to go up. Yeah, and actually maybe I should have used TRVL as my guide for the rest of crypto, because I was feeling that it probably wouldn't go up, and it hasn't. It's actually looking to go down. Yeah, and actually I kind of pre-warned people, and I said if it does go down, then we're probably just trying to form something else. And just the easy scribble, I'm thinking maybe if we can go down and flag, that'll be nice, because then you're in you're actually in a bull flag. I don't know if we're going to flag, but one thing I do know is we're going back to test 5.5 cents again. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, 5.5 cents is a really good place to place your bids. If you're looking to bid, 5.5 cents is the place. You can see that we've held it as support perfectly, and this is the test. This is the test, the second test. Yeah, so if anyone is looking to pick up TRVL, you don't want to market buy, because if you market buy, you get crazy slippage. That was the word I was looking for, slippage. Then just put your limit orders here. Yeah, and don't think about lower. Okay, because if we hold here, and if bulls can absorb the price of TRVL here and forget about lower prices, whatever Bitcoin does, if we can hold here, then eventually when Bitcoin breaks out, we're going to the moon. All right, now if we don't hold here, it just means there aren't enough limit orders at this level, and that's fine. A lot of people are very anxious about buying because they don't want to see their purchases drop. They don't want to see the price of their coins drop. So what they do is they wait for strength. Okay, and in this context, if you want to see strength, then you just have to start waiting for some volume and some green candles, or some kind of the price to just flatten out a little bit. You know, just kind of flatten out, and maybe you'll see some market buying. You'll catch it a little bit late, but it doesn't matter. The thing is, if you're looking to fill a bigger in an illiquid token like this, there's a lot of money to see. This is the thing. The reason why I'm doing this as well is there's a lot of money to be made in TRVL, because when it moves a lot. Yeah, so this range that I've been following, you've had really good swings. Huh? Look, a 17% swing, and then you've had a 16% swing, and then you've had a 10% swing, and it's gone up another 8%, and now you're down 10%. Okay, the hard part is people buying and selling, right? And it's you can't do it in large quantities, but for small traders, actually there's a lot of money to be made in these small tokens. Yeah, if you're just trading like a few $100s or a few then actually it's really easy to make money in this, because of the way it moves. It moves a lot. Yeah, so with small amounts of money you can actually make a lot of money, especially if you're buying and selling at the right places. Yeah, so it's not financial advice, it's just a fact. At the moment, what you can see is that we've broken down from this pennant. Okay, something like that, roughly drawn. and we're trying to fill volume in this lower part of this value area. I wouldn't mind if the price holds here. This is actually quite a good place for the price to hold. Value area low of this range, and you've got a higher time frame back test of this 5.5 area. If we start seeing the price hold here, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's enough selling. I can see the selling is quite bearish selling, bullish selling. It's quite a low volume, look, it's lower prices, lower volume. You see the prices go, the volume's going down, the volume's going down. Yeah, it's not really bullish. Bullish. It's not really bearish selling. It's actually quite bullish, the selling, because it's low volume and it's decreasing volume, decreasing prices is actually bullish. It's quite oversold here on these time frames. And on a higher time frame, the MACD is showing a lot of absorption. You see on this 4-hour chart, the MACD is already shown bullish divergence. Now we're coming back down again, kind of almost putting in a lower low here. Can't really tell because my thing's in the way. The blue line's put in a lower low here, and you see the price is slightly higher. So there's a little bit of bullish divergence here. Excuse me. This is a good place to buy if anyone's interested. But if you are going to buy, just put limit orders and just absorb the selling, okay? So you don't get the crazy slippage. And the more people do this, then eventually we're going to go up. If that happens, if not, then we're probably going lower. And you're probably just going to fill out this kind of pattern, this triangle. And then we have to see what happens next, because that will be like a flag. But you still need to kind of come right back above the 5.5 cents mark, get back into the value area, and then that could be the first impulsive move. Yeah, and then what we want to see is continuation, impulsive continuation, break out this flag, and up we go. Okay, in terms of the waves, it's quite unusual. I think TRVL is following a different possibly a different Elliott count than other tokens. We moved quite quickly, quite soon. Yeah, so if you look, we were moving in September, we were moving in October, and then obviously the Trump pump move. This is the Trump pump move, and look how much it moved all the way up to there. It moved like 100% within the space of 4 or 5 days. Looking at the volume from the Trump pump, that's what I've been doing, looking at the volume from the Trump pump. You can see actually we're in the value area. The point of control is still at the top, but we've been putting a lot of volume here. So this is quite nice consolidation if we can hold 5.5 cents. And the other thing that I was explaining yesterday is we're kind of trying to break and back test the GAN fan and speed fan. That was my stream yesterday on TRVL. The other thing that I was thinking is look at the Elliott waves. Let's just count them again. It's always good to update your Elliott wave count because you might have got it wrong, and potentially we have one more wave. I'm never 100%, right? But I'm now looking at this and thinking to myself something else. Okay, I just have to reevaluate the analysis. At the time it looked good, but actually right now I'm looking at it, it looks a little bit off. So actually I'm wondering if that was your 5 there. I'm wondering if that's your 5 and this whole thing was corrective. Okay, that's what I'm wanting. Just get rid of these fib times. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. That was the end of your wave 1. It's tricky because I initially thought maybe it was there to there. That was your wave 1. That's where I had it before, and I thought maybe this was your 2 and this is the beginning of a next wave. And this is also possible too, but just looking at it right now, I'm also wondering if that was your wave 1, and now we're in a flat 2 for a big 3. Okay, I think it makes this, for me, this makes more sense just simply because of the context of reclaiming 5.5 and also the context of this fib time, which I've been talking about. Not this one, this big fib time. Because if we are correcting, and this is our wave 2 here, and it's a flat correction, which it looks quite flat at the moment, then that's really bullish, especially after we've already impulsed the wave 1 and we've put 5 waves in. And so that first wave was up to there was about 240%. If we can flat correction 2 here and hold this and backtest this and hold this as support, then it would make perfect sense to do a wave 3 and go all the way up to the golden pocket, which is really my target for TRVL in the next wave. Okay, I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm just kind of imagining, if we can hold here, I'm imagining the golden pocket. Because the reason why I'm thinking like this now is because it's taken too long. If this was the case, and if we were in the wave 3 and actually that ended there, I do wonder if we should have gone up by now, you know, like if that was the beginning of the wave 3, this is why I'm thinking like this. If this was the beginning of the wave 3 and that was your wave 1, we need to see really aggressive impulsive price action. Yeah, because it's your wave 3, and it isn't just your wave 3, it's your wave 3 of 3. It's the big wave. This is the big wave. Yeah, and if that's the beginning of the big wave, I'm just not seeing it yet. Okay, and I want to see the beginning of the big wave, the massive wave. And so therefore I'm just wondering if actually that was your wave 1. Okay, again, the flat correction here, ABC, and then that was your last wave 5. So 1 to 3 to 5. This is your 2, which would be an ABC like this. Backtest the 5.5 cent level on fib time, and then we're going to get a crazy impulsive wave in December all the way up to the golden pocket. Yeah, we'd have to see 5 really impulsive waves really quickly for the next corrective move, which is a 4, maybe in January. And then the last big wave, which would take us to all-time high, which would take us sometime March, April, maybe all the way up to this pivot here. Who knows? Like, I don't know what this correction is going to be like. If we hit the golden pocket, you could, depending on when we hit the golden pocket, let's say you hit the golden pocket whenever, then that could make sense to come to the top of that fib time by the end of April. This could make sense, like, but I do want to see impulsive moves, and I don't want to see, when I'm expecting it, I want to see it. Right now this looks okay, and so that I'm kind of reevaluating, but I'll kind of keep an eye on the other idea too to see how that plays out. This would be really nice, because then you have your 1, this is your 2, that's your 3, then your, let me just change the color here so it's yeah, that's right, that's correct. Then you have your 4, and then you have your 5 going all the way up. That's your 3. I don't know. Or maybe this is wrong. Maybe we just 3, 4, 5 here. Like this. I don't know. I'm not 100%. Okay. And then you just correct. And then the good thing is that whenever we take this level here, if that's the 1, then the next 4 will find that as support. So that's why it's a really important area, around 9 or 10 cents, because once we flip it, it should flip as support on the higher time frame. But anyway, I'm just kind of keeping an eye on this to see how this plays out. Right, so I've got another idea of how this count is panning out. Right now I'm seeing a flat correction here, and it's potentially looking to be like some kind of flag at the moment. All right, so let's just see how that plays out. That's TRVL. Let's just have a look at the X account. So there's a bit of news, and it's quite interesting news. Okay, if you can kind of read between the lines. On December the 9th, so they posted this 14 hours ago. On December the 9th, the TRVL USDT pool on PancakeSwap will be wound down and liquidity consolidated to Ethereum, mainnet, and Base. This move simplify. Well, they're giving some reasons why. Okay, but let me read between the lines. Okay, read between the lines. Fuck Binance. Let's go onto Coinbase. That's what I'm reading between the lines here. Okay, they're basically saying fuck Binance, Coinbase. We're putting all bets on Coinbase. That's where we're putting our bets on Coinbase. So I like that. I like that. They're kind of giving Coinbase the indication that we don't give a shit about, because they're competitors, aren't they? Coinbase and Binance are natural competitors in the market, and we're basically backing Coinbase. I think in the longer term, that's a smart play, because Coinbase is intricately integrated into the American economy. It will be. And I'm imagining a Coinbase listing in the future. I say that a lot, huh? All right, this is interesting. For the first time, Altcoin Dreaming has sent me a TRVL chart. So he's getting interested. If I can persuade him to be interested, then that's a win. Here it is. Let's have a look. That's already a win. We got more people post this as well, publish this, and then other people will have a look. Issue trend signal lagging span above price and cloud green conversion line cross bullish above cloud price above cloud. What the fuck? Is that German? I don't know what language that is. All right, there's a few indicators here. Lagging span above price and cloud. So the cloud is lagging. Right, so you've circled 4 purple circles. First the yellow line, then the price. So Allcoin Dreaming is saying that it's all component of one indicator, the Ishimoku cloud. Wow. So the conversion line is that it crossed bullish above the cloud, and the cloud is that red cloud, that red green cloud. What are those dots? Buy signals. Yellow line is lagging span, red and green area is the cloud, and red and green dots are conversion line crosses, but I have hidden the conversion lines. Based on what I'm seeing here, the cloud is going to support the price eventually, but it's the price lags the cloud, or the cloud is front running the price. So in the current time span, if the price falls down to 4 cents or thereabouts, that would be support. But as time passes, then support will be somewhere nearer to where the price is now, if the price can hold the current price range, based on what I'm seeing. And you've kind of got the cloud coming up as support, at the beginning of December. At the moment, the current context, at the moment, that's what I'm seeing. The last time the price hit the cloud for support was at the beginning of October, when it broke the red cloud. It came back to backtest the cloud, and then it kind of tried to get back to the cloud at the beginning of November, and then it just expanded upwards. So at the moment, based on what I'm seeing, according to what you've described, the cloud is front running the price, and the cloud is the support area for the price. Did that make sense? Is that correct? A quick lesson in 101 lesson in Ishii. Oh fuck, no. I was wrong. So there you go. So you explain it then. Oh, you don't use the cloud as support. So why have you marked the purple lines? Is that the cross? Oh, purely a trend signal. Right. So why is the cloud leading the price? Mathematics. Well, I mean, my theory is that it is support, just based on what I'm seeing. I'd have to look at it more in depth. What's the indicator? Let me have a look. That didn't work. How do I can I import that? No. So Altcoin Dreaming saying a lot of people on the internet say to use it like that, but he has found most success with it as a trend signal. I'd like to kind of add that and just keep an eye on it then, because I do like it that it's leading the price, though, leading the price a little bit. If it is acting as support as well, I could keep an eye on it. But you're talking about a trend signal is when that white line, that yellow line crosses the red cloud, and then the price crosses the cloud. So the yellow line crosses first, which is basically the price. No, it's not, because they print at the same time, but they're in different positions. The original indicator is called Ishimoku Cloud. However, I'm using custom indicator called Mikkel's combo indicator, which includes various indicators in one. Yeah, but it's interesting because the price finds a little bit of resistance against the yellow line, and then it finds support against the cloud. So it's always within the range, and it's one is lagging, one is coincidence. Okay, right. Let me have a look at it. So this is quite interesting, guys. I've got something else to look at in my streams. It's not just boring me doing my boring self. Mikkel's combo indicator. Let's see if I can find that. Must be customer. Oh, there it is. Yes. Pamp. I like that. Pamp. This must be it now. There's a video as well. So, oh no, there's not a video. Oh, all right. I'm gonna have to post this link on my TRVL video, so if people are interested, they can get the info on it. So he's got some YouTube videos and an explanation on his blog post. I'll show you guys if you want to see the link. It's there. That's the link there. The Mikkels combo indicator for trading view, and there's some videos here. All right. Let's have a look at the previous price action. It's interesting because here it went from green to red to green to red a lot. When it finally cleared the red, it found support. And then it found support until you lost it, and then it became resistance. Then that was the downtrend when it turned red. Found resistance, cleared it, found support, and now we're back into green on some kind of green trend. Let me see the higher time frame. So on the higher time frame, we're basically going flat, but it's interesting because look, it goes up to the top there, it finds resistance, and we haven't cleared it yet. And clearing it in this context would be to get back above somewhere around 7 cents. Let's see this. You see on the 3-day time frame, we are trying to get back above it here, but it's not really trending, is it? It's just going sideways. The daily is almost trending. What's that green dot again? Oh, that's a different script he's made. This is not it then, huh? It looks the same as the one you sent me. Is it not the same? It's got a few more lines. It's these red and I don't know what these red and orange are. It says baseline, and then that's your trailing stop. Oh look, it's a trailing. They've even given you a trailing stop line. See the link. So the link is it's free, yeah? Combo oscillator, main oscillator. Let's click on it. So this is it. This is locked, huh? This is not the free version. Let me go into the link. Main indicator light version. Oh. Oh, this is I mean, it's an education, isn't it? I'll have to kind of learn some new shit to try and understand it first, and then try and create a trading strategy based on the signals that it gives. But understanding it is really important. You can have a look at it and see. You have to understand it. So kind of in my analysis is always trying to understand it. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to shoot. I have to go and I wanted to cut some videos as well. So I'm going to do a couple of videos and then go. Right. Let's just quickly have a last minute look at Bitcoin. Let's see if there's any bullish divergences or not. Yeah, there's a little bit of bullish divergences forming, a little bit here. So there is some absorption happening. Some shorts coming in as well. All right. Thanks for joining me. If I come on tonight, later on today, it's going to be late. It's going to be towards the end of the day again. So, and we'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens with the charts and just keep an eye on things. All right. Have a wonderful afternoon and happy trading, happy buying or selling. See it. Is it going to dump? Karthik Prakash. Maybe. No one knows. I think it's probably going to hold this area for a bit though, and then we'll see. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. 91.5k was my target. Let's see if it holds. All right, take care.